Welcome to this week's spooky episode of the Weekly Show. I'm your host, Scarlett the Flapper.
And I'm your host, Annabelle.
And I'm slightly creeped out. Let's get to this week's spine-chilling stories. Halloween is an exciting time for young and old to dress up, eat candy, and meet someone that they're not. And for some, they extend to their pets too. Here's our list of top 5 pets that are totally ready for trick-or-treating. Number 5, the most majestic cat in the pride. Number 4, everyone's favorite bat cat man. Number 3, and of course, the scariest sea creature, heads jaws. Number 2, you can't forget Snow White, hair as black as night and skin as white as snow. And lastly, number 1, the punniest pup ever, the greyhound. Bust, that is.
Do you honestly think
We
you're
already know
funny?
what popular movies will be shown on TV this Halloween and on Netflix too, but what about in theaters? This Halloween season has been full of scary movie releases. Few that have been released over the past month have been The Green Inferno, Crimson Peak, and Paranormal Activity number 6 or 7 or 15 or something like that. Of course, if you aren't a fan of the newer movies out, you could always just watch some of the classics. I personally do not like scary movies and will instead spend my Halloween night eating candy bars and not peeing my pants watching jump scares.
Perhaps the best thing about Halloween is getting to eat pounds of candy guilt-free. America sure does love its candy, which is shown from last year's total amount spent on Halloween candy reaching past $2 billion. Every state has their favorites, and thankfully for a survey conducted by Influencer, tens of thousands of people were surveyed and the results are in. The survey shows a map of all the states and the most popular candies in each. Michigan's favorite is plain M&Ms. Boring. California's favorite candy is Lifesavers, and 5 states chose candy corn as their #1 candy. Again, lame.
I myself am a fan of terrifying Halloween decorations, but this, I have to admit, is crossing the line just a little bit. This house in Cincinnati, Ohio might be taking Halloween decorations a little too seriously with this shocking display. Residents nearby have complained not only because of the realism associated with the crucifixes and knives, but also because this house happens to be located near an elementary school. I'm thinking that they need to be checked into an asylum or something. Like, I'm sorry, but that just cannot be normal.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of TWS.
Chloe and Taylor will be back next week. Maybe.
As always, come back next week for even more stories.
I'm Annabelle.
And I'm Scarlett, and this has been The Weekly Show.